these three bouncers over here.
Thank you.
And I'm going to read you. It's a bit intimidating, but there you go. So I'm going to read you my letter to Michael Gove, and then I'm going to sing you this piece, which is called Art Gallery Closed Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. This goes like this. Letter to Michael Gove, MP, Secretary of State for Education, the 25th of July, 2011. In memory of Lucian Freud and Amy Winehouse, who died this weekend. Dear Michael Gove, art, images, artefacts, songs, culture are the principal means by which human beings define themselves. Michael, a look at your tie and shirt combination in images of you online informs me that you are not a visually minded person. You do not care how you look. Look around you, what do you see? Everything is made, everything is being fashioned by human beings who have considered all aspects of what they have made. Image is everything, visual worth, commercial value, moral virtue, authority and integrity. From birth, human beings seek to understand and find their place. Yes, that's helpful, yeah, in society and control their worlds. The original painting isn't as long as that, actually, but in their worlds. Through looking and understanding, the child interprets the world. Give a child a piece of paper, a brush and some colours, and you put them in control. Children's art is so appealing because they have no problem of being in control of images. As school progresses, poor teaching in some schools impresses on the child that they are not in control. Not only are they not in control, but they are the most insignificant cog in a system of control in which they may never play an important part. From Galileo to Darwin, from Caravaggio to Amy Winehouse, creativity is about rebellion. Your initiative awards conformity and will cause stagnation. The rebellious child, the artist, the innovator, the inventor, the engineer, the architect, clings to their prowess with paper, does art and music at school and goes to art school or studies design and contributes to the library of images and forms. The relationship between sheets of blank paper, pencils and innovation is undeniable. Art should be at the centre of a national curriculum based on creative thinking. Pity the obedient child in a system of education obsessed with vocational skills. He or she caves in. The child who becomes inhibited is inducted into the mediocre majority of the visually literate, of which you, Michael Gove, in your ill-fitting shirt and unmatched tie, are a part. But even those who have creativity beaten out of them by educational systems of the type you advocate need and enjoy and consume images. Everything is visual. Art, yes, but also design. Money, numbers, even the ebb and flow of commerce has to be made visual. In recent years, China has opened 400 schools of art and design, and your government has whittled Britain's once diverse and varied culture of schools of art to just 12 institutions. This reduction is a disaster for British design, British commerce, British art and Britain's ability to compete in the world. Take art out of schools and you shut the door on children's development and emasculate British culture. Where are our future designers, architects, craftsmen and women, engineers, technicians, software designers and mathematicians going to come from if no one can draw? You should realise Britain is amazing in cultural, visual, democratic, musical, design, product development and literary terms. Britain is a giant. Art is now part of the language of freedom and democracy. Repressive ideological regimes restrict artists. You must realise that art is not a choice made at secondary school. Rather, we are all cultural beings. To remove the requirement of schools to teach art to kids at primary level is quite wrong. The Italians cram their children into museums. They say, look, this is Italy, this is your culture, you're Italian. Human beings have culture. Your government's desire to monetise the episteme with its assault on the arts and humanities, coupled with your inclination to remove art from the national curriculum, is deeply concerning. Your reforms will cripple future British design. In advance of your reforms, universities offering certificates in teacher training are withdrawing their courses in art and design teaching, and this is disgraceful. You will be opposed by all people interested in art, design, free speech, freedom and democracy, and probably also by a few bankers and investors interested in British products and exports who are concerned about the colour of their money. You preach austerity and despair. The government needs to develop a discourse of hope and creativity where human beings feel empowered to use their ingenuity to get themselves out of the crisis we face. The London riots were a result of a youth culture that has hopelessness and austerity forced upon it. Government offers young people little to look forward to. Despair, lack of opportunity, lack of higher education, lack of jobs. You are removing all the ladders to the disenfranchised. You need to rethink the role of creativity in society and realise that innovation comes from optimism, creativity, risk-taking and art. But the loony didacticism isn't over yet, folks. So, I'll sing you this one. It's a very slippery floor. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Admission £17.50. The roots of the Arts Council lie in the War Artist Scheme, the WAS set up by the Ministry of Information in 1939. Back then the government commissioned artists to reflect not just on the action, but also on the changes the war brought to our general way of life. The printmaker and painter David Ravinas lost his life doing this job when he accompanied an RAF rescue mission that failed to return to its place. Others, such as Henry Moore, became household names. The paintings and prints that were amassed in the process were shown to the people in touring shows. The idea was born that culture could form part of the conversation about national life, and when peace eventually arrived, this dynamic was given form by the Arts Council. Arts Council! Arts Council, yeah! The post-war period also saw the expansion of education. New universities were built, the first polytechnics were created, and art schools were transformed from 19th century institutions giving art diplomas to rich people to open academies that would go on to fuel Britain's growing creative economy, with kids schooled in fashion, music and graphics, the fine arts and the fine arts. My father was one of the people who benefited from these changes. He was a working class lad and his life was transformed because he could draw and paint. In the 1960s and 70s he ran Chelsea School of Art in London. During that time Chelsea moved to a modernist building on the King's Road and built up an extraordinary art library under the stewardship of the Fluxus scholar Clive Philpott. Art schools continue to be amazing places. They are places of social interchange where the wealthy intermingle with the deserving, and Britain's culture is hothoused. The expansion of art education is intertwined with the activities of the Arts Council, the Arts Council, the Arts Council, yeah! And the British Council! And local authorities which fund many smaller museums and major art galleries and museums and art galleries. But the Brown Review in higher education will dramatically change the fabric of this system. It may speed so dramatically that the study of culture will go back to how it was in the 19th century. We can look forward to the return of the Bloomsbury School of Art. Wealthy, well-connected kids making vacuous decoration instead of real cultural innovation. And the cuts to the Arts Council and other funders of museums destroys and undersells British culture. How can a country that produced Shakespeare cut core funding to the study of English? What kind of conservative does not want people to study Parry and Elgar? The arts are a universal language, reminding us that the factors that unite us are huge and wonderful and exciting, and what divides us is small and mean. In the arts, Britain is still a superpower. The whole world flocks to visit Tate Liverpool and Plymouth to visit Plymouth Art Center. Buy our design, listen to our music. Governments should realise what they have got and stop bashing culture. Cuts to the arts and humanities spell out the end of British people's emancipation through culture. For me, it is like ripping up the Magna Carta! Ripping up the Magna Carta! The creativity the war artist scheme initiated was part of the story of why Britain fought fascism. The battle to maintain a Europe in which writers, artists, musicians, even politicians have been free to argue with each other was part of the object of the Allies in the Second World War. Art, music and free speech, culture, innovation and creativity are diametrically opposed to the fascism that threatened Europe in the 1930s and 40s. Make art, not war. Culture bashing is book burning. This is why the government's attacks on libraries, art galleries, art schools, art in schools and access to universities is so